Reach at number 2. Not a Rookie of the Year guy, just a bench piece on a packed roster. That was the story all season long. Then the playoffs showed up and changed everything. Harper now leads every single bench player still alive in this postseason in scoring. 13.8 points, 5.1 rebounds, 55% shooting, 40% from three. He is the first rookie guard in NBA history to have more than one game with 10 points and 10 rebounds in the playoffs. The forgotten guy from the top 4 picks suddenly looks like the most dangerous second option on a team chasing a title. This is not a hot streak. This is a full-on transformation happening right before our eyes. Before the playoffs, before all the doubt, there was just a kid from New Jersey who was never allowed to play small.
You joked about the age here with Stephon being 21 and Dylan Harper being 20, but combined, those two gave the Spurs 60 points. So there was no Wemby, but they had the youth on their side.
Well, Nicole, you know who's looking like a big joke? Me. Because I thought the San Antonio Spurs was going to lose this game tonight without Victor Wembanyama, and they proved me wrong. We witnessed these young boys grow into grown-ass men tonight. That's what we witnessed. Stephon, Dylan Harper, they grew up right in front of our eyes.
Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. Quiet streets, good schools. The kind of town where most kids never get a look from a real scout. But sitting right inside that quiet town was Don Bosco Prep, a basketball machine hiding in the open. And inside Don Bosco was a kid whose last name hit every gym before he even walked through the door. Because Dylan Harper did not just come into this world with talent, he came into it with the game already in his blood. His dad, Ron Harper, spent 15 seasons in the NBA and left with 5 championship rings, 3 with the dynasty in Chicago and 2 more during the Lakers' three-peat run. His mom played college ball and now works as an assistant coach at his old high school. His older brother is already grinding out his own career in the league as a two-way player. That kind of background is a blessing, but for a kid trying to build his own name, it is also a heavy load to carry. A load he could not escape no matter where he went. Every coach who came to watch already knew the story before he touched the ball. Every scout in the stands already had a comparison typed up before tip-off. Every gym he stepped into, people already knew his last name before they learned his game. Most kids born into that kind of spotlight either fall apart under the pressure or just ride the family name and coast. Dylan did neither. NJ.com Player of the Year as a junior, state championship as a senior, consensus 5-star recruit, McDonald's All-American. Every single box a top prospect needs to check, he checked it. Then came the big decision. Duke came calling, Kansas came calling, Auburn came calling. The biggest names in college basketball were lined up at his door. He picked Rutgers, his brother's school. He chose family over the blue blood programs, and when he committed, he instantly became the highest-rated recruit that program had ever signed. But that one college season did not go according to plan. A serious illness hit him right in the middle of the year and wiped out weeks of his freshman campaign. He missed games, his numbers slipped. Some scouts started to wonder if the hype had gotten ahead of the reality. The first real seeds of doubt were planted right there. And still, through the illness, through the missed games, through all the noise, he went second overall in the draft. But that is exactly where the real questions began. June 2025, Brooklyn, NBA Draft Night. The first pick was the whole story. Cooper Flagg, the Duke sensation, the clear-cut number 1, the face of the entire draft class. San Antonio was on the clock at number 2, and when the commissioner stepped to the mic and called Dylan Harper's name, the room did not explode with cheers. It filled with question marks. The hot takes flew before he even got the jersey over his head. Reach at number 2. Scout said San Antonio should have been more patient. Analysts pointed at other names in the top 4, players they swore had higher ceilings, cleaner fits, stronger projections. The crowd decided the Spurs had just made a luxury pick, a pick they simply did not need. And here's the thing, the Spurs did not have holes. They had a generational big man locking down the paint, the most terrifying defender in the entire league at 7'4". They had the back-to-back Rookie of the Year already on the roster, fresh off the most jaw-dropping sophomore jump anyone had seen in years. and they had an all-star point guard locked in long-term with the ball in his hands and the money to match. So where on earth was the second overall pick supposed to fit in? The math just did not add up. 3 guards, 1 basketball, a roster that looked way too full for another ball-heavy rookie. And yet, when the season actually started, the math began to bend. The Spurs opened 5-0. Harper came off the bench and played like he had been in this league for 5 straight years. 14 points, 4.6 rebounds, 4.6 assists, 48% from the field, 35% from 3. The poise was real. The speed was real. The handle was real. For a moment, the doubters looked completely wrong. The early takes looked embarrassing. For a moment. Then, in the second quarter of a game against Phoenix, he went up for a contested shot, landed the wrong way, and grabbed his left calf. No contact, no collision, just a non-contact injury that pulled him right off the floor and sent him limping toward the locker room. The next day brought the news: calf strain, no timetable. He left the building on crutches with a walking boot on his foot. The kid who looked completely NBA ready from the very first minute was suddenly facing his first real test as a professional. He came back, because he always does. But what followed was not the breakout everyone expected. It was something quieter, and in a lot of ways, it was harder.
He came back just like he always does, but by the time he was healthy again, the spotlight had already moved on. While he was rehabbing, 2 other rookies had taken over the entire conversation. The Rookie of the Year race had come down to 2 names, and his was not one of them. Highlight reels, magazine covers, mock award ballots, he was on the outside of all of it. While they picked up the trophies, he picked up the reps. While they got the big headlines, he got the hard work. The situation was straightforward. His ceiling on a stacked roster was a bench role, and a bench role was never going to compete with rookies starting 30-plus minutes a night on rebuilding teams. He could not outscore them. He could not out-rebound them. He could not out-assist them, not with the minutes he was getting. And the minutes he was getting were not going to change. So his final regular season numbers looked exactly like that reality. 11.8 points, 3.4 rebounds, 3.9 assists, 22.6 minutes per game, just 4 starts across 69 appearances. By normal rookie standards, those numbers are quiet. By Rookie of the Year standards, they are invisible. By every podcast and hot take judging him purely on counting stats, those numbers confirmed the early worry that the second pick was nothing more than a bench piece. But here is what everyone was sleeping on. 50.5% from the field, nearly 70% finishing at the rim on more than 4 attempts per game. A 2.76 assist-to-turnover ratio, the best mark of any rookie in the entire league, and the 3rd most 3-point looks created for teammates on the whole roster. That is not a bench piece. That is a 19-year-old running an NBA second unit at a level most veterans never even reach. The deeper you looked, the louder it got. When he was on the floor, the Spurs played a different brand of basketball. The 5-man lineup with him, the back-to-back Rookie of the Year, the franchise big, and the veteran wings, one of the most efficient units on the entire team. He steadied possessions. He made the right read. He kept the offense moving when the starters hit the bench. That is not a rookie. That is a veteran trapped inside a rookie's body. Coaches picked up on it. Front offices quietly picked up on it. The right people were paying close attention. And the team's record said everything. This is a franchise that missed the playoffs 6 straight years before he got there. A franchise still waiting for its generational big to fully arrive. And in one season, with a first-year head coach and a rookie running the second unit, they went 62-20, claimed the 2 seed in the West, and became a real championship threat. So while everyone was busy putting crowns on rookies dropping 20 a night for lottery teams, something totally different was building in San Antonio. Something nobody was reporting, something nobody was tweeting about. He was not being built to win Rookie of the Year. He was being built for May. And when May came, he was locked and loaded. The rest of the league had no idea what was coming.
First round, a gentleman's sweep. He looked calm,
Not shaky, not rattled, not like a 20-year-old playing the biggest games of his life for the very first time. Calm. Then came Minnesota, an all-NBA backcourt, a top-5 defense, Rudy Gobert standing tall in the paint, Anthony Edwards flying around the wing, the kind of series that snaps young players in two. Harper did not snap. In Game 4, with the Spurs trailing on the road, he came off the bench and put up 24 points on near-perfect shooting, 8 for 11 from the field, 7 for 7 from the free throw line, 3 steals, 7 rebounds. A 20-year-old rookie outscoring half the All-Stars sharing the same floor. Game 5, 12 points, 10 rebounds, a block, a steal, another double-double in just 25 minutes off the bench, the most minutes of any Spurs bench player across the entire series. 2 games, 2 double-doubles, 2 performances that would have gone viral all summer long if they came from a player with a bigger name. And he kept showing up at the exact moments it mattered most. Fourth quarters, final minutes, the stretches where rookies usually vanish and veterans usually take over. He was right there, making plays, hitting shots, reading the game 2 steps ahead of everyone else. When the lights got brighter, his game got bigger. When the moments got tighter, his decisions got sharper. You cannot teach that.